Hello, Steve White, Steve House 89. Well, I finally watched Scream 6. There's a whole long story of how long it took me to get to this film, but I finally watched it. Um, it was good. There were some issues. What they were trying to do with the Scream films was they were trying to sort of do a bit of a Star Wars where they were going to try and replace the legacy characters, so bring them back while they introduce new characters. But unfortunately, the new characters are not that likable. Jenna Ortega's character is a bit of a brat and a bit of a twat. She's pretty unfair to her sister at times, and she's irresponsible, and she's denying what's happening and doing stupid things because she doesn't want to be in the film she's in. She doesn't want to be in the world that she's in. And you see the sister being the smart one and being the one trying to save them both. But then she has mental issues, and we know that she's taking medication and she's having hallucinations of Billy, and there is the threat there that she could become another serial killer and take his place. So that makes her kind of, you can't really attach yourself to her because you don't know if she's going to go Friday the 13th part, or what should have been part 6, but they didn't go with it, where in part 4 it ends and part 5 it ends, where you think that, I'm forgetting the name of the character, Corey Haim's character, you think he's going to be the next Jason. They're sort of seeding doubt that maybe she might become the killer at a point. And there is talk in the film of the reason why the series doesn't work is because you don't have a Jason or a Michael. It's just you have the returning cast come back, the victims come back, and try and survive another copycat killer, which is what happens in every film. There's normally 2 of them, although in the third film there was only 1. And in this film there's 3, and I did work that out. Because I never work out who the killers are. I passively sit back and I'm just happy to see, oh, that's who did it. Partly because a lot of these films don't give you a real chance to work out who the killer is, because they set up things that they kind of do the Friday the 13th part 1 thing where you actually, there's no hint, you don't see, and this film had an element of that. There was something that they did, a character was killed, and the relative of that was, of course, seen to be a victim as well, and couldn't be one of the killers. But they faked the death of the child, and that's a bit much, because the idea they could have faked that death, I'm not sure, maybe with help from someone in the police, which they had, they could have done it, but there's no way we as the audience would have thought that or could have worked that one out. So that was a bit unfair, because what we have is we have a family of 1 parent and 2 children that have come back, and they have infiltrated this group because the killers are always part of the group, which is something that we know now, and I thought they might not have gone with that because the new characters should be so aware of that now that they wouldn't be able to get away with it. But they do that again. And they announce themselves, and they have this museum set up in a cinema where someone has gone and gotten the first 2 killers actually who were killed, because there was a set of killers at the start of the film who are obsessed with film, and they get taken out by the real next killer. And they set up this museum in a cinema which has all the props, which really, should be evidence, and the costumes and everything, and they basically are leaving the mask from all the previous killers with each murder. So we eventually end up there, and Hayden Panettiere, whatever her name is, comes back. Now, we met her in Australia. She came here. She was horrible. No one likes her. I didn't like her in part 4. I didn't feel the need for her to come back. They shouldn't have killed the deputy. She should have stayed in the franchise. She was enough to show the legacy characters can die. They didn't have to kill Dewey, but spoilers, they did. And this film does suffer for him not being in it. It does suffer for Neve Campbell not being in it as well. But story-wise, you believe that she would have taken a family and gone somewhere safe as soon as killings happened again. And Gail would have been there because she couldn't stop herself. So it kind of works, but you do feel the lack of the legacy characters. Me, not so much, because I just watched the film before this, but in the cinema you would have felt it. And these characters aren't strong enough, and the actors aren't committed enough, because one of the actors in this film got cancelled. I'm not going into why, but she's not coming back. So then Jenna Ortega suddenly had scheduling conflicts, and she's not coming back either. So now Neve Campbell, I can't pronounce the name ever, they tried to put her in a secondary position and pay her less. She said, no, I'm not taking that. She sat the film out, and then one actress got cancelled, the other one dipped out because she has no commitment to the fans and the franchise, apparently. and now they had to come crawling back to her and pay her what she was worth, and girl got that money. So I'm proud of her. But so she's going to be the star of the next film, as she should be, because she is Sydney Prescott, goddammit. And it's a pity that this current sort of reboot failed, because they didn't create characters strong enough to carry the series, and the actors punked out. So now we've gone back to the original legacy characters, Gail and Sydney, who are back again, and how they're going to manage that, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. And that's my review. Basically, the film's good, the reboot sort of works, but it undermines itself by trying to, sort of push the legacy characters back, and now they're coming back to the forefront again, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Scream 6 and the Scream franchise in general.